Good morning, boys and girls. Today I want to talk a little bit about what most people would call or refer to as flexibility. Now, when I say that word, I'm pretty sure you already have a good idea of what I'm already talking about. So do not allow yourself to get lost in all the fancy terms and words that people use to describe the same thing you're thinking about. Some people use mobility and range of motion and motor control. All these things are great. Some people think of all the different types of stretching and all the different types of massage techniques and all the different types of yoga and poses. All of these are great. All of these may help. But I'm afraid that if you go down any one singular path that you're going to get lost and you're going to cloud what I'm really talking about. I'm talking about how well do you move right now? How stiff are you? How much range of motion do you have all over your body? Right now, if I asked you, even if you're wearing jeans, if I asked you to squat down really low and get back up, could you do it right now? Could you reach for something really high on a shelf? Could you turn and something with your back, have a little turn without getting hurt? Could you get underneath your car right now so if your keys went underneath there? You may not need to do all these things, but these are things that demonstrate how much range of motion and flexibility you actually have. And all of this can be improved, but you've got to be aware of what areas you need to work on, and you need to work on them daily. So today I'm going to give you some examples of ways to do that. So over a few decades, I've learned a few things. One of those things is pretty much anybody can improve their flexibility, but you're going to have to work on it every single day. It's not a big time investment. It's not about how much and how much time you put in. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's really about the quality, how well you work when you're working. So I'm talking about just a few minutes a day of focused work could produce a lot of benefit, but you got to do it every single day. So don't forget that. Secondly is, once you start gaining some flexibility, getting a little bit of bendability and range of motion, you want to use it. So you reinforce the flexibility that you're gaining. The best way to do that is to combine it with some type of strength exercise that complements it. For example, a lot of people are tight in their ankles, their hips, and their back. Learning to do a reasonably heavy, deep goblet squat as a strength exercise 1 or 2 days a week could reinforce the flexibility that you're seeing, that you're improving on. It's a great way to make it stick. I highly suggest it. And then lastly is you want to make sure that no matter what you're doing, if you're doing any type of stretching, something that looks like yoga, flexibility stuff, or strength exercises, you want to make sure that you're breathing deeply. In through your nose, out through your nose, or out through your mouth. Doesn't really matter where it comes out, but just breathing deeply, focused and relaxed, focusing on the quality. If you don't breathe very well, or you hold your breath, which is what a lot of people do, your body's going to see anything and everything that you're doing as a threat. And I guarantee you, you will not make results doing that. So I'm going to show you now a few things that I do every single day. And I promise you, if you work on them, things will improve. So I'm going to argue that the best time to stretch every single day is when you wake up. Everybody's tired. Everybody's stiff. First thing you want to do is drink a full glass of water. Get the water in your system before you do any stretching. And then I want you to get down. The first things first we need to stretch is your spine, your back. So if you notice, I'm on my toes in the back. My knees are wide. I'm going to deep breathe in. I'm going to look up. My eyes are looking up. And then when I come forward, I'm going to squeeze my butt out right there. And I'm going to exhale, breathe out. And I'll breathe back in, breathing in through my nose, looking up with my eyes. And then I'm going to sit forward, squeeze my butt again, and exhale. And I'm going to repeat that. I usually do 5 or 10 times, but the breathing part's super important. Relaxing back in that stretch and then squeezing butt out. I'm also touching my chin to my chest. You're just trying to change the shape of your spine. Don't overthink anything. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to move the shoulder sockets. I'm just basically just trying to make circles with my sockets. This will take some practice. I used a mirror initially. I do 5 or 10 circles in both directions. If it's too hard, just go up here and just do big range of circles in both directions, breathing deeply. They call these the shoulder knots. After the shoulder knots, we're going to move to the hip sockets, also called the hip knots. Basically, I'm going to do circles in both directions. I'm trying to keep my back straight, my stomach tight. I'm just trying to move as big a circle as I can with my knee. Basically trying to, imagine you've got a laser on your knee and you're trying to trace a circle on the wall. Trying to just move from your hip. Of course, if you do one side, you're going to do the other side. So after that, I'm going to move to a hip flexor stretch. We're stretching an important muscle. So basically, I like being on the toes in the back. You could also be flat-footed. So breathing in, and when you're ready to exhale, tilt your waist up and squeeze your butt on the down leg. And then you're going to do things. Relax. Breathe in. Everything's relaxed. As you exhale, tilt your waist up and squeeze your butt on the down leg. It's going to be a really important stretch for your back. You're going to do both sides. And then we're moving on. Now we're going to do in yoga what they would call upward facing and downward facing dog. Obviously, that's facing up. That's facing down. When you get here, watch my calves. See, I'm pumping. Your calves may feel tight. Be careful transitioning to this. You may have to put your knees down first, but I'm looking up and then I'm looking down, pressing hard, not too hard, just trying to mobilize your hip sockets. Now we're moving to the actual hips. Now I'm basically putting my leg out to the side. My front foot is flat and I'm just pushing and kind of maneuvering my knee out to kind of open the hip up. Don't overthink it. Don't do anything that hurts. Just try to get flat, relaxed, breathe deeply. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to reach under, I'm going to breathe in as I reach under. And I'm going to come up with my eyes. I'm going to follow my hands as far as they'll go with my eyes, and I'm going to breathe out. So I'm breathing in, and then when I come up, I breathe out. You're going to do both sides. I usually do 5 to 10 stretches on everything that I'm showing you. So right here, we're doing butt bridges. We're basically squeezing the glutes out. This helps stretch the back. I'm showing you 2 different ways to do this. So here's flat-footed. The other way I was doing, my feet are kind of together. They call that a frog bridge. But you're breathing in, not there. You're breathing in when your butt is down. And then when you come, squeeze your butt at the top. That's when you exhale. So breathing in when your back is flat, breathing out when you come up. So here, I did a few of those. Now I'm going to move into, I'm going to straighten out and flex my knee hard. Usually you'll hear it go. And then I'm going to make circles with both my ankles and my wrist. We're just trying to get all the joints moving. I go in both directions. I move as slowly as I can so I'm not too sloppy. Breathing deeply. If you do this every day, you're going to feel great. Start today.